This video was made possible by Mzizi International, the official African diaspora clothing brand. Visit mzizishop.com for more information. In a compelling call to action directed at fellow African leaders, Ghana's President Akufo-Addo has proposed a visionary approach to addressing the continent's educational challenges. This bold initiative not only underlines the transformative potential of investing in education. Before we dive into our topic today, if you haven't already, please consider subscribing to our channels and ringing the bell to be notified about all our exciting future videos. The President of the Republic, Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo, has issued a compelling call to action for African leaders to redirect revenues from oil exploration and other extractive sector activities towards funding education in their respective countries. With Africa facing a significant education funding gap estimated at around $80 billion annually to achieve the Sustainable Development Goal targets on quality education for all, President Akufo-Addo emphasized the critical need to utilize internal resources rather than relying solely on external funding. Experts project that a well-educated and skilled African populace can serve as the catalyst for fostering more productive and environmentally sustainable societies. This ripple effect extends to securing future human and economic resources, leading to self-sustaining and reinforcing cycles of development. On a global scale, education has proven to be a potent driver of economic growth, both through direct and indirect channels, particularly when educational foundations are robust. The cumulative benefits mean that over time, the investment in education becomes self-sustaining. In the context of Africa, analysts suggest that this investment could yield a 50% increase in per capita income by 2050 and a staggering 120% by the year 2100. Addressing attendees at the Year of Education event held during the 37th Ordinary Session of the Assembly of Heads of State of the African Union, President Akufo-Addo emphasized the critical importance of leveraging revenues from the extractive sector to fund education. Under the theme, The Year of Education and Skill Africa for the 21st Century, Building Resilient Education Systems for Increased Access to Inclusive, Lifelong Quality and Relevant Learning in Africa, President Akufo-Addo highlighted Ghana's commitment to this cause and urged other African nations to make similar decisions regarding education financing. President Akufo-Addo stated, "The total allocation to education since I came into office in 2017 is 144 billion cedis, the equivalent of some 14 billion United States dollars, with a budgetary allocation to education this year of 29.5 billion cedis, being the highest allocation to any ministry, department, or agency. We are funding our education budget largely through our oil receipts, and we intend to continue down that road for the foreseeable future. I don't know if the $80 billion education funding gap the moderator is talking about can be found in oil receipts across the rest of the continent," he added. Former Tanzanian President Jaaya Kik, currently serving as the chair of the board of directors of the Global Partnership for Education, also emphasized the critical importance of maintaining Africa's investment in education despite the global economic challenges. Kik stressed the urgency for African leadership to devise innovative strategies to secure sufficient funding for education across the continent, emphasizing the need for collective commitment. Securing adequate financing for education is paramount, especially as our population continues to grow while education budgets face constraints, remarked Kik. He highlighted the dilemma Africa faces with a significant portion of the global working population projected to be on the continent by the century's end. However, limited investment opportunities, heavy debt burdens, and the economic impacts of climate change hinder efforts to adequately fund education. To provide every child with equal access to education, we require an annual budget of at least $77 billion. How do we empower the weakest link to achieve this monumental task? It's possible through committed, creative, and collaborative approaches to education financing, Kik added, highlighting the importance of innovative and cooperative efforts in addressing Africa's education funding challenges. The African Union is taking proactive measures to tackle education challenges across the continent. Through its Continental Education Strategy for Africa, the African Union is striving to not only enhance access to quality education, but also ensure that education aligns with the evolving needs of Africa's rapidly growing population. Continental Education Strategy for Africa aims to reshape Africa's education and training systems to cultivate the knowledge, competencies, skills, innovation, and creativity necessary to uphold African values and drive sustainable development on national, sub-regional, and continental scales. To realize the vision of Agenda 2063 for a prosperous Africa based on inclusive growth and sustainable development, significant investments in education are imperative. This entails fostering a revolution in education and skills, prioritizing innovation, science, and technology to develop human and social capital effectively. Despite notable progress in expanding access to basic education for African children, a considerable number remain excluded from schooling, highlighting an urgent need for action. So, what do you think of our video? Let us know what you think in the comments below, and as always, subscribe to the New Africa channel for more exciting future videos.